Barath here with Golf WRX, and I am here with Chris Voshall of Mizuno.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome.
So we've got a lot of product to talk about, and the first, obviously, we're calling it potentially the sleeper. We don't really want it to be the sleeper, right?
We'll see, right.
And that is the ST and the ST190G.
That's right. So last year we came out with the ST180 and the GT180. Two different drivers, kind of a shift in how we've launched woods. We shifted the GT into the spring, and the ST came in the fall. At the same time, we disconnected them with our irons, where we used to have a JPX or an MP. This year we're taking it a step further, and we're launching everything in the spring. So PGA Show 2019, we're here to launch them, so we're excited about that. And we're pulling them both into the ST family. ST stands for Speed Technology. So we've had the ST and the GT with Gravity Tech. So because we wanted both of them to have the ultimate in speed, you know, when you're doing a driver fitting, if you don't have speed, you're out right off the bat. So both of these share a lot of technologies that speak to the actual speed of the club. The first one that they share is the ST700 face material. It's a face material that's not necessarily new to the golf industry, but it's new to the, I'd call it, consumer affordable golf industry. You know, it's a very high-end, very expensive product. It's a beta titanium that exhibits some characteristics where it recovers from deformation really fast. Sounds cool, whatever. But what that means to you is that means when it deforms, when you hit the ball, it's going to recover quicker and actually snap back and give you a bit more ball speed.
And that's just not in the middle. We're talking like
that's the entire face.
Greater area across the club face.
So that's great for center ball speed and around that, because we adjusted our Core-Tech multi-thickness face a little bit as well. But another thing we did on both of these models is our Wave Technology sole. What that Wave sole is going to do is it's going to weaken that lower side of the face. Weaken almost sounds like a negative, but if you think about it on a driver, you hit on the face and the crown is engaged in that, but you hit low on the face and it's so rigid here. By weakening this area, we're essentially making the trampoline play larger. So to your point a second ago, more ball speed across more of the face.
Now, one of the things that you guys don't get recognized, but you should get recognized for, is the technology that you've incorporated in drivers before.
That's right.
We're talking movable weight. Like I still have kicking around like an MP600.
Right.
First sliding weight.
Yep.
And then also carbon composite.
Absolutely.
So we're bringing that back into these products again.
That's right. It's funny, you know, Mizuno's always known for their irons, and their woods get overlooked, and it's almost like, yeah, Mizuno doesn't do anything with woods. If you go back to our history, we were really the first titanium driver, first composite crown, first sliding weight, first really high COR iron. We got a lot of firsts, and a lot of those are incorporated into this. So the composite crown is something that we had gone away from for a while, just because when we did it before, it made sense because composite naturally is lighter than titanium. However, titanium casting got better and better and better. We could get thinner and thinner. So we really focused a lot on how we can minimize the boundary area where this is adhered to the titanium head. And ultimately, we were able to figure it out where we were able to utilize 7 grams of weight savings by putting this composite crown on here. And then the main difference between the ST190 and the ST190G is where we use those 7 grams. So on the standard ST190, we threw a weight right in the back. You know, on a driver, the face is the heaviest part, pull a weight in the back, it's going to increase the moment of inertia, add stability to it. On the ST190G, we use the extra mass in the form of 2 7-gram tungsten weights that you can slide back and forth to make sure you can custom fit it.
Now, 7 grams doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think of a driver head only weighing 200 grams, that's a fairly large percentage.
You're right.
So it's a lot of discretionary weight from an engineering standpoint, which is what you're responsible for.
Totally, and that's the whole thing, is it's a large percentage of the overall head mass, but at the same time, a driver is so big that you can utilize and make movements a lot further from the center of gravity than you could on, call it a fairway wood or a hybrid that have adjustability, just because the overall distance is bigger. But the cool thing about this also is that these 2 tracks, the weights aren't locked in here, so you literally could take this 7-gram weight and move it over to the toe as well, which ultimately means you're moving 14 grams of weight.
That's almost 10% of the mass of the entire club head, right?
Absolutely, and then you can really start to see big movements in the left to right direction.
And then on top of that, we have the adjustable hosel, which is 2 degrees in both directions.
That's right, it's plus or minus 2 degrees. In the ST190G, it starts at 9.0, so it goes from 7 to 11. In the 190, it starts at 9.5, so plus or minus 2, and there's also a 10.5 head plus or minus 2.
Okay, so there's lots of options to get fit out there, and that's one of the things as well as part of your fitting is now you've really expanded your shaft offering as well.
It's so funny how if you look at Mizuno over the last number of years, we're like, hey, check out our iron shaft lineup. We got a ton of them. You got to get custom fit. And then we're like, hey, guess what? Here's your driver shaft. But that's really not the best for the customer. So we've really sought to improve our offerings on the driver shaft options. So these are both going to come stock with Fuji Atmos shafts, the Atmos Red and the Atmos Blue, and this depending on whether you're stiff or regular. The Atmos Tour Spec Black. Actually grabbed the Tensei on this one, but a Tour Spec Black in the G. But at the same time, we've got 27 shaft options that are available at no upcharge. A whole range of the Fuji Atmos, a whole range of the Tensei, whether it's the white, the orange, the blue, some Kurokage, some Basara, just a ton of options, all available at no upcharge. Get fit with it.
Wonderful. Cool. Well, we're talking to drivers. Thanks to Chris.
Absolutely. Great to see you.
Thanks for watching.